Of course, from week to week, we like to touch on JSU and what's going on there and updating you guys. We support HBCUs here on this channel.
Probably more than Deion at this point.
Oh my God.
God damn.
So shout out to Chucky Atkins. I got into a Facebook spat with him because he doesn't like Joel Embiid. But Chucky Atkins is a former NBA player. And also, I'm pretty sure he went to USF.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has ties to USF. And here it goes. Breaking news, he writes. I have two sources, not one, two, telling me that
Must make it true.
that Deion Sanders, and you know it's real because he tagged Deion. So, you know, and this is a guy, Chucky, who has some clout. So Deion may see this. He said Deion was in the USF football facility this morning, and the deal is 90% done. Money and control were issues, but big boosters have stepped up. Deal expected, 5 years, $25 million range. Would be grand slam hire for USF. Wow.
USF has big boosters? I didn't know that.
Where they been all this time?
Yeah, where they been all this time?
Rubbing and waiting.
We're saving.
Yeah.
We're saving for Deion. Come on, man. This just smack. I mean, all right. Anything saying 90% done is bullshit.
Yeah.
I just, it's either done or it's not done. That's the way it is. Yeah. Hey, I kind of fucked her. That's just not how it goes. So, but this whole Deion thing, and apparently, he's gonna pick a college on Saturday, like signing day.
Right.
And it's USF, and they're big boosters. Cincinnati, Luke Fickell just left. Colorado, or possibly stay at JSU.
Right.
We've talked ad nauseum about Deion, and I love what he's done so far. But if he goes to the USF Bulls, the Cincinnati Bearcats, or the Colorado Boulder Buffalo fuckers, or whatever they are, I'm fucking embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Like, these are just average jobs. And I get, hey, you're Deion, and you're going to bring Travis and your kids with you and whatever. But these are just bad jobs, man.
They really are.
I mean, USF is just fucked on the conference thing. What conference are they in,
Yeah.
Pop Warner 5? I mean, like, they're I just don't get it.
All right, so my question would be, right, what is the end game? Like, Deion talks at length about JSU. Like, you really leaving them in a terrible situation. I know his goal isn't to stay at JSU, but if you're going to leave JSU for some bull crap,
Yeah.
what you running from, Deion?
I agree. That's the thing. I mean, always, like, once I saw, like, his power as a coach and recruiter, I realized, hey, this guy could be Power 5. He could reach a point where it's like, I want to go win a natty, and I know I can't really do it at JSU. So I'm going to go to a job where I could do that. You're not going to a job that can do that. So I don't understand the move.
Yeah.
You've been on a mission to raise the profile of HBCU football. And to me, the end game there, the progression that I kind of foresaw is that you get to a point where, and he's moving that way, where you get a game or two against big schools and maybe beat them. Or at least play well enough that you're like, damn, this guy can do this. And then you go get your Power 5 job and go win a natty. This is like, what's going to happen? If he leaves on Saturday, there will probably be 40 kids in the portal from JSU as soon as possible.
You know what happens to me? The reason all the allure is right there, the reason the mystique is there, because he's being very successful at a very small school.
Right.
You go to a mediocre school, or even a big school, right, and you're mediocre. Nothing changes, bro.
Right.
Nothing. And then, so to me, if you look in recent years, I think Cincinnati was good. What was that last year?
Well, they're in the Final Four last year,
So that's the better. But Cincinnati, bro.
He played for the Reds.
Like,
is that the time?
I just thought. I mean, he did play for the Reds. He's familiar with the city.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna leave JSU, and I got the top celebrities and actors and all that coming down a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, Jackson State. You feel me? And I leave and I go to Cincinnati, Colorado, bro.
Yeah. Any of those, any of the schools that are in the mix right now, it makes no sense.
This is what and this is my point, that, like, you go to USF and you turn around and you put them in the whatever the playoffs or whatever your goal is. Yeah, that is big, but changing the HBCU culture is bigger than that. Yep. Like in order for him to leave, just in my opinion, man, it should just be for a. Like Auburn would have been okay.
Ideal.
I got you.
Ideal.
You want to leave JSU for Auburn, okay? But they just hired a coach, right? Yesterday, the day before.
Hugh Freeze.
Yeah. So if it's a job like that, yeah, okay, man. But USF, Colorado, these guys, like you guys are saying, man, it's not worth leaving what you're building at JSU for these schools, because now you go to USF. And I know you're thinking you're from Florida. This is whatever, and you can get these Florida guys to come to that school, and also in his mind they probably have a bigger bankroll than JSU. I'm sure he feels handicap is not the word, but I'm sure he feels restricted at times, because of the funds.
With them 2 missing toes, he is handicapped.
With the funds, they probably don't have the funds for him to go out on these recruiting trails and for him to do what he really wants to do. And I know that. So that's why that makes sense when Chucky says, the remaining issues are control and money. Not money for his contract. I'm sure it's about the money that he can put into like his coaching staff, his recruiting efforts, things that JSU just doesn't have.
Well, I mean, if
allocated funds.
All the big programs that win, the Alabamas and Ohio States and these places, they are literally just outspending everybody.
Yes. Have been.
I mean, they pay the head coach at Princely some. They pay the staff a ton. They have analysts and shadow staff people out the ass. Yeah. And they've got everything covered, the bells and whistles with all the facilities. They've got the NIL stuff going. And that's college football. But don't go to just a mediocre team. They don't have the resources to do that. I mean, in some weird way, is he psychologically trying to replicate like the underdog thing? I did it at JSU. I could do it anywhere. And in a couple years, I'll be beating Clemson and Alabama or whatever the hell. I mean, is that really what you want, man? Go just, dude, finish the job at JSU. Get them to where they should be, where you can take them. And nobody's done it before, but you do it now.
Yeah, because these jobs are going to be here. Like, you're going to keep dominating JSU. Yeah. You're going to keep dominating.
South Florida changes coaches about as frequently as a chick changes tampons. Yikes. That's true.
And like you said, bro, what conference do they play in?
I don't even know. I think they're in the one that UCF is leaving.
My daddy's belt or something like that.
my daddy's belt. No, seriously. Yeah. So we'll see what it goes. Chucky, maybe he has this.
Well, but this is beyond Chucky. I mean, there's other sources, and other people saying he's supposed to be making a decision. This weekend about where he's going to go.
Was saying Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. I heard.
That's
Cincinnati. I just heard about recently, like today, like on the way into the show. Which I mean, again, football wise, program wise, this Cincinnati's probably ahead of any of those other options as far as they were in the Final Four last year. They've produced some NFL players recently, and they actually I think they had a winning season. And I don't know why their coach is leaving there to go to fucking Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And eat cheese and fucking bang white cows.
Yeah, well, we'll see what this unfolds, and by next show, maybe he has made a decision by then.
Supposedly he is. Supposedly this weekend there's supposed to be something, you know. But and we talked about this a little before that we got going. The fact that he's let this go this far with these schools is bad for even if he stays at JSU.
Yeah.
Because I think I think you're naive to think he would never leave, but like it really sets the tone of like, yeah, we know if he's going to entertain these guys, like when the next level up comes, he's clearly gone.
Clearly.
And we were saying like he's got incredible momentum there, and this would affect recruiting even if he stays. It's going to be like, hey, how comfortable are we with this? It'll affect the transfer portal, and I mentioned before the show. 4 or 5-star guy for FSU entered the portal as a defensive back, and immediately the FSU people, hey, watch out, he might end up at JSU, whatever. But he's just completed his freshman year, if he goes there and Deion's gone in a year or two, it's not worth the move.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to think longer term and say, all right, I got to be in college for at least another 2 years.
Yeah.
Let me go somewhere where I'm going to be able to play and be significant.
And then I got a homeboy who's at a JUCO right now, and he's been recruited by JSU. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he decides to go to JSU and Deion leaves. You're like, that's tough, bro.
Really tough.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's so much who he's supposedly linked with. That's the issue. I mean, Auburn, I would have got it.
I would have got it.
There's other jobs. And again, if there are no great jobs open now,
Chill.
wait.
That's it.
Yeah, chill. It'll happen. It'll happen. You're not going to get worse at JSU. That's for sure.
No, that's for sure.